News Tonight is a community service of the New York Institute of Technology.
Covering the news of Nassau and Suffolk Counties, Long Island News Tonight with Ken Eckhart, Carol Peck, and the award-winning LI News team.
Good evening. I'm Ken Eckhart, and here's what's happening. A New York judge has ordered a retrial in a drunken driving case because of questions over the accuracy of results from the Nassau County Crime Lab. It's the first case ordered retried since the lab was shut down last month amid revelations that there were inaccuracies involving drug analysis. There have since been problems cited with labeling of blood alcohol results. The ruling was handed down in the case of a defendant convicted of aggravated vehicular assault and driving while intoxicated last year. The defendant's attorney says the results of his client's tests, as well as those of other defendants, now cannot be trusted. Well, the U.S. Department of Transportation and Consumer Reports magazine have released a poll saying that distracted driving is widespread among young people. The poll says 63% of people under 30 admit driving while using a handheld phone, and 30% say they've sent text messages while behind the wheel. For those over 30, the percentages were 41% on the phone and 9% texting. And despite all the warnings, only about a third of the young people say that they feel such behavior is very dangerous. According to the Department of Transportation, over 5,500 people in the U.S. were killed in distracted driving accidents in 2009. And Consumer Reports notes 3 additional deadly statistics. Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens. Teens are involved in 3 times as many fatal crashes as other drivers, and the risk of collision is 23 times more likely while texting. Well, it appears Long Island will be losing another one of its fabled North Shore mansions, this one credited as an inspiration for the classic novel The Great Gatsby. According to Newsday, the estate called Land's End on the tip of Sands Point is set to be demolished this month so that the valuable Long Island Sound waterfront property can be subdivided into 5 plots. It's reported the estate has been allowed to fall into disrepair, and renovations, taxes, and maintenance are now described as cost prohibitive. The demolition of Land's End will be just the latest of hundreds of famed North Shore Gold Coast mansions to be lost over time. Land's End was said to be Fitzgerald's inspiration for Daisy Buchanan's home in The Great Gatsby. Another famous North Shore mansion that was almost lost is Oheka Castle in Huntington. Chris Calora reports on the efforts that succeeded in saving that magnificent old home.
It played a role in one of the most famous films ever, portraying Citizen Kane's mansion Xanadu in aerial shots in the 1941 film classic. Nowadays, Oheka Castle in Huntington survives as one of the grandest of Long Island's Gold Coast mansions and offers Long Islanders a chance to get a taste of what living in one of the classic mansions may have been like back in the heyday of the Gold Coast. Completed in 1919, Oheka Castle was built as the summer home of philanthropist banker Otto Kahn and remains the second largest private residence ever built in the country. Kahn was famous for throwing Gatsby-like parties at his palatial estate.
So whether it was a private dinner for 100-something guests or it was a big lavish party for a few thousand people and having Enrico Caruso sing in the ballroom, he was just loved life.
But Kahn died in 1934, and his widow eventually sold off the estate. It was never used as a private residence again, and it was finally abandoned in 1979. It fell into disrepair and was eventually condemned to be torn down. That's when developer Gary Melius stepped in, purchasing the estate for $1.5 million with a vision of restoring the home to its former grandeur.
Well, I always thought it could be restored. I didn't think how big a job it was going to be to restore. I think I underestimated that.
Since then, Melius has spent about $30 million restoring Oheka Castle to its former magnificence. Today, it's open to the public as a luxury hotel, spa, and catering venue.
What's really great is that people actually get to live the experience of Oheka, what it was built to be. which really was a place to entertain and have fun. And that's what it is today.
Perhaps one of the most interesting things about Oheka Castle are the structural design details that Otto Kahn wanted for his home. There are some examples here in the library.
He developed Oheka in concrete, so it's basically fireproof with very little wood. Where it's most prominent is in the library, which is it looks like wood and it feels just as warm as a room would if it was made in wood paneling, but it's actually painted plaster, which is done in a technique that was created in the 1920s called faux bois.
As a hotel, Oheka remains a living, breathing estate, an opportunity for people today to experience the elegance of what it was like to be a guest in a Gold Coast mansion of the 1920s.
I think that that really makes us very different, is that people actually get to touch it and feel it and enjoy it, sit in it, and feel like they're living at that time. So I think that that was what it was meant to be.
In Huntington, Chris Calora, LI News Tonight.
A Brooklyn woman has been charged with assaulting a police officer after she allegedly resisted arrest in Valley Stream for shoplifting. Police say 17-year-old Monica Warnowska of Brooklyn was being placed in custody for shoplifting at the Best Buy store on Circle Drive Friday night. Police say she began hitting and kicking officers, sending one officer to the hospital. And a loss prevention officer at a Long Island Macy's store had to be taken to the hospital with injuries suffered when a shoplifting suspect beat her on the neck and face with a cell phone. Police say early yesterday evening, 22-year-old Shawnette Wint of Amityville went into the Macy's in Massapequa and then tried to leave with $173 worth of merchandise without paying. When a loss prevention officer tried to stop Wint, police say Wint hit her on the head and face with the cell phone, causing contusions and a laceration that required stitches to close. Wint was finally subdued and arrested, charged with robbery and possession of a deadly weapon. What was a down day on Wall Street today? The Dow finished down almost 80 points. NASDAQ was down 39 points, and the S&P was down 11 points. NYIT's LI News Tonight continues after this.
See a screening of the film The Red Shoes at New York Institute of Technology's D. Seversky Center in Old Westbury on Wednesday, March 16th at 5:30 p.m. For more information, call 516-686-7567. Celebrate St. Patrick's Day at the Ward Melville Heritage Organization in Stony Brook on Wednesday, March 16th at 5:30 p.m. For more information, call 631-689-5888. Spend a day at the beach planting seagrass to help stabilize the dunes at Tobay Beach in Massapequa on Saturday, March 19th at 10 a.m. For more information, call 516-677-5748 or learn how to use Google Earth to research your family history at Brentwood Public Library on Saturday, March 19th at 10 a.m. For more information, call 631-273-7883. If you have an event you'd like included on the LI News Tonight community calendar, send it to linewstonight@nyit.edu.
In Melville, J.B. Buno, LI News Tonight.
In Bethpage, Stephen Katove, LI News Tonight.
At Belmont Park, Sophia Allen, LI News Tonight.
These are just a few of the people who have been reporting the news for LI News Tonight over the past year, and you could be one of them. Television news is an exciting and challenging career that could put you in the middle of what's happening and in touch with the people who are making the news. A career in television news journalism can offer you the opportunity to work as a reporter, camera person, or videotape editor, or any number of behind-the-scenes jobs, including producing or manning the assignment desk. And it's a career that can be yours by joining the LI News Tonight news team. Produced at studios on the campus of the New York Institute of Technology, LI News Tonight offers television news internships that can earn you college credits and the possibility of being on the air in just a few weeks. LI News Tonight has been the jumping-off point for many local and national news professionals, and you could be next. Call 516-686-7952 for more information on how to enroll for LI News Tonight, and let us put you on the air. Some headlines around the world today. Libyan warplanes have carried out multiple airstrikes on opposition fighters at an oil port on the Mediterranean coast. It's the second day of a government counteroffensive against a rebel advance toward Muammar Gaddafi's stronghold in the capital, Tripoli. The eastern half of the country has been under opposition control since the revolt to oust Gaddafi began nearly 4 weeks ago. Rebels say they can take on Gaddafi's elite ground forces, but are outgunned if he uses air power. Some are pleading for Western governments to impose a no-fly zone to protect them from more strikes. Italian Premier Silvio Berlusconi has undergone face surgery for 4 hours to repair damage he suffered when a man hurled a statuette at him back in 2009. Berlusconi suffered broken teeth and a broken nose during the attack, which came at the end of a political rally in Milan. A statement from his office said that the 74-year-old premier underwent surgery today to restore the anatomy and jaw function that had been gravely compromised in the attack. And an American woman living in Scotland has admitted stabbing her 3 children to death amid a custody battle with their father. Teresa Riggi pleaded guilty in an Edinburgh court today to culpable homicide on the grounds of diminished responsibility. She had originally been charged with murdering her 8-year-old twin boys and their 5-year-old sister. The children's bodies were found in August after a gas explosion at their Edinburgh apartment. Riggi and her husband, American oil industry executive Pasquale Riggi, were getting divorced and contesting the custody of their children. Well, the days where Big Macs ruled the fast food world look like they're coming to an end. According to the Wall Street Journal, Subway now has officially passed McDonald's in store count worldwide. It's reported Subway now has about 1,000 more stores than McDonald's and is looking to expand further. According to the Journal, in the race for global dominance, chains like Subway are focusing their expansion in Asia due to high unemployment and economic uncertainty here in the U.S. In response to Subway's store numbers, the Journal reports that a spokeswoman for McDonald's has said that they are committed to being better, not just bigger. Well, after a few lingering morning showers today, we had a mix of sun and clouds, and it was windy. The high was in the mid-40s. Tonight, mostly clear with a low in the upper 20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high in the mid-40s. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, a high in the mid-40s. Thursday, rain expected, but a high up near 50. And the outlook for Friday, chance of showers with a high up around 50. And that's it for NYIT's LI News Tonight. I'm Ken Eckhart. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.
Before saying goodnight, we have one last news item to report. NYIT LI News Tonight anchor Ken Eckhart is celebrating his 25th anniversary with our newscast.
Good evening, I'm Ken Eckhart, and here's what's happening. The Long Island Lighting Company today said it plans to move ahead to get Shoreham approved, despite yesterday's statements by Suffolk County Executive Peter Cohalan.
Before coming to New York Institute of Technology in Old Westbury to head up our news operation, Ken was news director at KUMV-TV, an NBC affiliate in Williston, North Dakota. But it's what he's done since that's really impressive. He's an Emmy Award-winning newsman who has formally been named Journalist of the Year by the Press Club of Long Island. And he's won numerous awards from the Press Club, the Fair Media Council, and New York State Associated Press. But more than his own success are the successes of his students. Ken has shared his expertise with more than 1,000 electronic journalism interns and helped numerous journalists get their start. And I'm sure many of them join us today in congratulating Ken on his first 25 years here and send their best wishes for his continued success.